Molly Fraser not too far behind her, 12.03. So as I said, you can follow the triple jump action on live results on Results Hub. We will be starting our first track event soon, which will be the under 20 men's 100s. I'll be joined in commentary tonight by Mitch Dyer and also Nick Wall. So Mitch and Nick will call the majority of the sprints action. And we're hoping to give you a good coverage also out in the field. 4 finals this evening in the Opens, plus a lot of our para finals as well, and the under 20s. So we're looking forward to a big night here at Lakeside Stadium. And on behalf of Athletes Victoria, I'd just like to welcome everyone into Lakeside.
So welcome to the Victorian State Track and Field Championships Under 20 and Open. I'm Nick Wall, up in the commentary box with Mitch Dyer, and down on the field we have Tim Crosby this evening. Our first event one this evening will be the top 3 and next 4 fastest times to progress through to semi-finals. It's the men's under 20 100 metres. Lane 2 will be Hayden Moon of Diamond Valley. Lane 3, Zach Lambie of Diamond Valley. Lane 4, Brodie Smith of Ringwood. Lane 5, Franklin Niwa Jarfoy, Western Athletics. Next to him, teammate Xavier Byrne of Western Athletics. Jack Goddard of Geelong Guild in 7, and Heath Fulton, Sandringham, lane 8. Again, it'll be top 3 in each heat, next 4 fastest times through to semi-finals. So, conditions looking good here at Lakeside. Slight cross breeze, but fast times expected. So the middle lanes was quick away. Niwa Jarfoy, as expected, his Western Athletics teammate there in Byrne. They might go 1-2 here. The challenge is going to be Brodie Smith, but it's going to be Niwa Jarfoy. Takes the first one out, goes sub-11, 10.92 unofficial, plus 1.4. Xavier Byrne gets through comfortably there, as does Brodie Smith of Ringwood. But good way to start the evening. Plus 1.4 tailwind. We said it's slightly a crosswind as well. But the under 20 men showing that fast times are on the agenda this evening. First one. All smiles down the track as the Western A's boys. I'm getting a replay here at the moment. Up in the box, and Niwa Jarfoy looked really strong there. Really impressed Xander Byrne. Held to his shoulder right through. Fourth there's going to be Jack Goddard, and he's going to have to wait until we get some timed results.
So behind the blocks now, heat number 2 of 4 in this men's under 20 100 metres. Top 3 in the next 4 fastest times will be joining them from there. In lane number 2 from Wingwood, Harvey Chong. In lane number 3 from Box Hill, Tom Bucknell. In lane number 4 from Nuttawading, Joshua Young. In lane number 5 from Albury, Alexander Colgan. In lane number 6 from Box Hill, Connor McDonald. In lane number 7 from Box Hill, Jivish Pillay. And in lane number 8, also from Box Hill, Lucas Knight. These are all your starters here in Heat 2 of 4 in the men's under 20 100. So we will come back and be placed back in the starters' hands.
Hopefully just unsteady there, Mitch.
We'll wait for the colour of the official's call here.
So Mitch, 10.44 this season. Alexander Colgan, the Albury athlete. Certainly the form man here. He's seen Niwa Jarfoy already go sub-11. But again, the job tonight is just to get through to those semi-finals.
Just formalities at the moment, just to get through unscathed. And the green flag comes up. So just an unsteady call out in lane 8 there for Knight. So second time of asking, we're away cleanly. It's Colgan in the middle of the track. Pillay on the outside of him, starting to get into his motion. But have a look at the middle of the track. It's all Alexander Colgan. Oh, when he stops up and he says, that's enough for me. A little bit wider than that was McDonald. Young on the inside of him as well. But a very impressive initial display there in heat number 2 of 4 from Alexander Colgan, who you mentioned, Nick, a 10.44 to his name. Certainly the inform athlete in the under-20 event and gets through with ease.
Had a bit of Fred Curley about it there, Mitch. No arm in the air, but just switched off with about 30 to go. Showed the sort of form he's in. McDonald and Pillay were very good, the Box Hill athletes. Pillay is going to be 4th, so they're going to be split there by Young of Nunawading. So Pillay will have to wait. It was a good start from him, but McDonald ran over the top of him there, his teammate, to get the automatic spot with Young. Again, the others have to wait on times. But again, 1.2, perfect tailwind. Lakeside knows how to do it at the moment.
It's certainly turning it on. It always does. It's not quite Box Hill, but it's doing its best. And Colgan, Niwa Jarfoy, the two to watch through the first 2 heats of the under-20s.
So we have concluded the action here in the women's open triple jump, and 3 in a row. Chloe Grenard takes the competition with 12.36. Silver medalist 12.09 from Ollie Fraser, Ballarat Harriers, and in the bronze medal position, Eleanor Cooney Hunt with 11.96. So that's the conclusion of the women's open triple jump. We will do the lineup soon for the men's open discus throw. They're just doing their final warm-ups, and we will then introduce our field.
So thanks, Tim, down there from the triple jump event. Now we move on to heat number 3 of 4. Again, top 3, next 4 fastest through to the final. Lane 2 from South Coast, Miles Wrigley. Lane 3 from Frankston, Joel Stapleton. Lane 4 from Geelong Guild, Billy Griffin. Lane 5 from Dandenong Springvale, Craig Concesso. Lane 6 from Box Hill, Lachlan Falconer, Bogue. Lane 7 from Diamond Valley, Charles Lorenz. Lane 8 from Diamond Valley, James Hurley. So 7 competitors, heat number 3 of 4, men's 100 metres under 20.
On your mark.
Even start, possibly the one that grabbed my eye there was Concesso, as we expected from Dandenong Springvale. The race on for second behind him. Falconer Bogue now moving in that spot. He'll be ahead of Griffin and also Stapleton. But Concesso takes it out. 11.15, minus 0.8 might explain that. Not quite as dynamic off the blocks, but he got going, got through, got the work job done. He'll progress through to the semi-finals comfortably. Falconer Bogue gets through there in an automatic spot also. And the Geelong Guild athlete there, and Billy Griffin,
Very impressive there. Obviously, we've seen 3 clear winners through the first 3 heats, so they're the ones to look out for. Falconer Bogue was coming home flying, as well as Griffin on the inside of him, and one more there was Stapleton, so he'll have to now wait on those times, but very impressive, these winners through the first 3 heats.
Not surprising there, Mitch. Falconer Bogue there flying home strong. Good 200, 400 metre runner. So, again, 3 automatically through the Westaway on times. There are good opportunities to get through in these heats through to semi-finals. It's great to see depth of men sprinting at this junior level, Mitch. We have had years where there's been almost straight finals at this age group. So to see 4 heats, nearly 30 athletes across the 4 heats, shows the depth of sprinting. Maybe inspired by our international stars that were here only 8 days ago.
Well, it certainly doesn't hurt seeing the world champion over the 100 metres just making his way around Lakeside. So a phenomenal effort to have 4 heats here on a Friday evening, and also high quality heats as well, not just making up the numbers, some real athletic talent coming through here. So our heat 4 of 4 are just going through their final strides, and we will announce them very shortly. So behind the blocks now is heat 4 of 4 in the men's under 20 100 metres. The top 3 will go through automatically, and the next 4 fastest times will join them from there. Coming out of lane number 2, representing Doncaster, Charlie Wu. In lane number 3, from Corio, Sam Weirlow. In lane number 4, from Glen Huntly, Lachlan Mariner. In lane number 5, from Doncaster, Matthew Parrott. In lane number 6, from Geelong Guild, Patrick Poulter. In lane number 7, from Ringwood, Jared Glover. And rounding it out in lane number 8, also from Glen Huntly, Tyler Desar. These are all of your competitors here in heat 4 of 4 in the men's under 20 100 metres.
On your mark.
Parrott will beat Poulter.
So we will head back to the starter now, and just hopefully we get another green card there. Nick Wall sharing some, well, bad-timed wisdom for this men's 100. So we'll wait to see what happens here, and hopefully we get away cleanly the second time of asking. Lane 3, unsteady.
On your mark.
So we're away and racing now in the middle of the track. There it is, Matthew Parrott. Poulter on his outside now, just starting to ask you a few questions, but it's Parrott who's going to try and close this off here in the final 20 minutes and has a look around his outside and says, oh, Paddy boy, you were close, but not quite close enough. They'll be your first two. On the inside of them was also Mariner, who should lock down that third automatic position. And Nick, you were wrong.
No, I was correct. I went with the order there. I went with that on the blocks. I probably shouldn't have gone quite to the crowd, but Matt Parrott won the Victorian Mile Championship. It was his first Open title before Christmas. Year 12 boy. He led Whitefriars to a few school records during the week at the ACC Championships last week. And now he's backed up here and running under 20 company. And we'll throw to Tim Crosby down the field to introduce our men's discus.
Let's turn our attention back to the infield for the introduction for the 98th running of the Men's Open Discus Championship. Our reigning champion, Declan Carman, with a best of 56.43, took the championship last year. Werner Ryder from Ringwood has the championship record at 62.64, set in 1988. The most wins in this event, Warwick Selvey from Box Hill with 9 Victorian championships. Let's introduce our field. In Station 1, representing Casey Gdynia, Seamus Hayes. In 2, from Glen Huntley, Sebastian Zammit. In 3, from Athletics Essendon, Emmerich Amis. Station 4, from Ringwood, Wayne DeVries. In Station 6, from Melbourne University, Clint Miller. Station 8, representing Athletics Waverley, Shane Carstairs. Station 9, from Geelong Guild, the Victorian Decathlon champion, it is Christian Painter. In 10, from Geelong Guild, Jacob Eastwood. Our defending champion lines up in Station 11, from Doncaster, Declan Carman. From Corio, Darcy Giddings is in 12. And a former champion representing Sandringham, Nicholas Dyson in lucky number 13. There are 11 starters in the Men's Open Discus Throw Championship.
Thanks, Tim. We now move to event number 2 of the evening. It's the Women's 100 metres Open. 3 heats only, so top 2 in each heat. Next 2 best times through the final. Our state record here, of course, is Hannah Basic. Only 2 years ago, that 11.16. So in lane 2, representing Eagle Hawk, will be Juliet Halea. In lane 3, from Old Scotch, Ashley Arnold. In lane 4, from Mentone, the junior, Olamide Araba. In lane 5, from Collingwood, Kiara Santilia. In lane 6 of Diamond Valley, Keely Boyne. In lane 7 of Glen Huntley, Jennifer King. And in lane 8, rounding out a field of 7 from Knox, Nalani Fernando. Women's 100 metres Open, Heat 1.
On your mark.
We've left Ariba back in the blocks, but the rest of them go away. Boyne, it is the hurdler. Here she is halfway down the straight in front of Santilia. Santilia getting to her, but Boyne's going to hold her off. Terrific running there. Third will get through will be King. Keely Boyne with a little fist pump over the line, 12.26. Unofficial, slight tailwind of 0.7. Kiara Santilia, multiple junior champion here in her first Open Championships, gets through in second. And Jennifer King will have to wait for times to progress through to the final. heat number 1.
So behind the blocks now is heat 2 of 3 for the women's 100 metre open. Top 2 from each heat will go automatically, and the next 2 fastest times will join them from there. In lane number 3 from Corio, Bianca Cesar. In lane number 4 from Essendon, Nina Lawson. In lane number 5 from Keilor St Bernard's, Rebecca Bain. In lane number 6 from Windaree, Niajima Jock. In lane number 7 from Box Hill, Becky Lim. And rounding it out in lane number 8, also from Keilor St Bernard's, Carly Cromie. These are all your competitors here in heat 2 of 3 in the women's open 100 metres.
On your mark. Set.
So we're away cleanly here. The best to jump was Lim on the outside. Bain now just starting to go through the motions and rip through the middle of the track. So it's Lim on the outside, Bain on her inside. Bain now pumping the arms. Bain's going to take it. Oh, that was fantastic racing there. Rebecca Bain, Becky Lim on the outside there. Had a great start. Managed to maintain all the way nearly through the line. Gets that second automatic spot here in heat 2 of 3 in the women's 100 metres.
Terrific second half there, Rebecca Bain. Another one that does the HVC meet so regularly. Becky Lim, haven't seen a lot of her racing this season. Great to see her out running quick. Certainly showed it up to her in the first half. So she's going to make it through to an open women's final. And heat 3 not far away, Mitch. So just getting behind their blocks now for heat number 3 of 3. Again, the top 2 advance through to the final with the next 2 best times also to progress. In lane number 2 for representing Glen Huntly will be Aggie Byers. In lane 3 of Frankston, Georgia Middleton. In lane 4 of Geelong Guild, Sarah Ruddell. In lane 5 from Ballarat Harriers, Victorian Junior Champion Grace Kelly. In lane 6 of Diamond Valley, Katie Oliver. In 7 of Melbourne University, Alyssa Neal. And in lane 8, representing Glen Huntley, Madeline Paris. 7 starters, heat number 3 of 3, Women's Open 100 metres.
On your marks. Set.
Good start on the inside was Georgia Middleton of Frankston. Now it's Grace Kelly get going on the inside, outside of her. Then to the outside, Diamond Valley's Katie Oliver moving into second place here. But it's all everyone wishing that they had the moves of Grace Kelly. 12.23 unofficial. Plus 1.6. The Victorian Junior Champ moving very nicely through there. Katie Oliver found running in the back end and she'll make it through to a final. The rest will have to wait on times. But Georgia Middleton with a great start. Grace Kelly not looking absolutely wrapped with that time, but certainly she's done the job and through to an open final, Mitch.
Yeah, time's pretty irrelevant at this stage. You just want to be able to get through and get through cleanly, and it's good that you've just showed you their age as well, Nick, with the Grace Kelly gag. I like it, but well done to her. A big winner. And the rest of the field, you almost could have thrown a blanket over it. We watched it up here with 50 metres to go, but really starting to power through nicely towards the end of that.
And Alyssa Neal and Ruddell will have to wait really tight there for that fight for third. Photo finish on the line for those two. But it's going to be a very even open women's final when we get to that. And I think we're going to move very shortly to presentations.
Let's turn our attention back to the infield. We are going to present the 36th conducting of the Women's Open Triple Jump Championship of Victoria. In the bronze medal position with a best distance of 11.96 metres, representing Melbourne University, Eleanor Cooney Hunt. Collecting the silver medal this evening with a best distance of 12.09 metres from Ballarat Harriers, Molly Fraser. And performing the big three-peat out here this evening, 3 in a row. Our new or reigning champion comes back again with a best distance of 12.36 metres, representing Preston, Chloe Grenard. So congratulations to Eleanor, Molly and the three-peater Chloe. Great jumping there in the women's open triple jump. Let's do a quick update from the men's under 20 pole vault, and coming in third there with a best clearance of 4.40 was from Ballerine Campbell Braden. Then split on 460, we had DeMedio and Tom Coughlin. Andre DeMedio will take home the silver on the countback, and Tom Coughlin, our new under 20 pole vault champion, with a best of 460.
Ladies and gentlemen, behind the blocks now, we have heat 1 of 5 in the men's open 100 metres. Top 4 from each heat, plus the next 4 fastest times, will progress through to the next round. In lane number 1, from Old Scotch, William Byrne-Jones. In lane number 2, from Essendon, Young Ho Michael Chow. In lane number 3, from St Kevin's, Jackson Bennett. In lane number 4, from Glen Huntly, Jesse McKenna. In lane number 5, from Old Melburnians, Matthew Fryer. In lane number 6, from Essendon, Brian Mayengo. In lane number 7, from Yarra Rangers, Mitchell Mullins. And rounding it out in lane number 8, from Melbourne University, Munyaradzi Matima. These are all your competitors here in heat 1 of 5 in the men's open 100 metres.
On your marks.
So we're away now. It was McKenna, the best to jump there, and the baby blue silks on the inside of him now is also going to be Bennett. So McKenna now just continues to extend away. Oh, what a start for him. Bennett as well. Mayengo on the outside, and quite possibly Byrne-Jones in there in lane number 1. We'll have to wait on this replay up here, but obviously missing Matthew Fryer at the beginning there, but did not phase Jesse McKenna, who takes out heat number 1 of 5 in the men's open 100 metres, and very smooth sailing there to kick things off, Nick. So we'll be actually Yarra Rangers on the outside. Michael Mullins in that 4th spot.
So, yeah, Mitch, Jesse McKenna, son of Guy McKenna, West Coast Eagles legend, of course, won the Bernie gift in Tasmania over the summer break, 3rd in the stall gift last year. He's finally turning that form to some incredible track tartan speed. Was a very, very good junior as well previously, but had gone to the pros for a while now and back running fast. Only 22 years old. I think big things for the rest of this summer from Jesse McKenna. Hopefully Jackson Bennett's all right there. He's pulled up very gingerly post-race. He was through in 2nd. So we're just making our way back to their blocks now in heat number 2 of 5. From inside in lane 1, the veteran of the field from Essendon, Mark Harper. In lane 2, next to him from Glen Huntly, Attila Baronier. In lane 3 of Western Athletics, Braden Portelli. In 4, he represented Australia at the World Junior Championships, the World Under-20 Championships last year in Colombia. From Essendon, Ryan Tarrant. In lane 5 of Casey Cardinia, an absolute experienced pro in these Victorian finals, Michael Hansford. In lane 6 from Dandenong Springvale, Luke Baker. In lane 7 of Geelong Guild, Mason Potter. And rounding out the field here of 8 from Williamstown, Mitchell Sono. 8 starters. Heat number 2, men's 100 metres. Top 4, next 4 fastest times through to the final.
On your marks.
Up early was Baronier of Glen Huntly, but now in the middle lanes it is Hansford, the man I talked about earlier, and Tarrant, fresh off that debut Australian tracksuit last year. He'll go through first. Hansford, Portelli, and then out wide it looked like Baker. They'll be your top 4. They'll get the automatic spots. 10.64 unofficial, getting close to that time last year. He ran 10.49 last year, Tarrant, on his way to Columbia. And tonight at Lakeside, he's opened up with a very, very good opener for the first round of the Victorian Open 100 metres, Mitch.
If that's not the easiest 10.64 you've ever seen, I don't know what would be. Ryan Tarrant, he was just all class out there. That was phenomenal racing. Hansford, always a really good starter, did really well to keep himself upright and pumping there towards the back end of this 100, but Ryan Tarrant, geez, he just looks in supreme form at the moment. On the inside of them, obviously, was Portelli, and on the outside, too, was Baker for those top 4 positions, but wow, Ryan Tarrant. That's scary if you're watching on as a competitor, is it not?
It's exciting too for us here in Victorian Sprinting to have a junior now heading into open ranks in great form, and he still is a junior, still 19 this year. So great run, heat number 2, number 3 getting behind their block shortly, Mitch.
So on the track now, behind the blocks, is heat number 3 of 5 in the men's open 100 metres. Top 4 will automatically go through to the next round. The next 4 fastest times will be joining them from there. In lane number 1, representing Nunawading, Sammy Latu. In lane number 2, from Collingwood, Dylan McCann. In lane number 3, from Frankston, Corey Baker. In lane number 4, from Collingwood, Michael Romanen. In lane number 5, from Mornington, Tom Templeton. In lane number 6, also from Mornington, Jasper Nettleford. In lane number 7, from Essendon, Jude Cam. And rounding it out in lane number 8, from Knox, Sashim Sudamadaram. These are all your competitors here in heat 3 of 5 in the men's open 100 metres. Oh, and so we're away now. The best to jump on the outside of Roman and was Templeton, but we're back.
Yeah, I know it was the first time of asking Mitch and they're going to be taken back, but I will love the way Templeton exploded out of the blocks.
Well, he looks so good, didn't he?
We'll wait to see what happens second time of asking here.
So we will come back. No, I was about as ready as these guys to call this one home, but we'll see on the replay here. We'll leave it in the hands of the officials. So a green card will be handed out. A bit of block slippage, apparently. End of the work week. So everybody will be able to have another crack here. All 8 starters here in Heat 3 of 5 in the men's open 100 metres. So we're away again, and Roman gets the best of the starters here in the second one. On the outside there is Templeton starting to move through, but here comes Michael Roman in those Collingwood Silks. He's going to take it out there. Templeton on his inside. The man with the best hair at the track, Corey Baker, comes through for third. And I believe it might be the compatriot there of Mornington, potentially in fourth. I'm going to say maybe Nettleford, but the second time of asking, Roman, he got a much better start that second time than the first one and capitalised.
Yes, you're right there, Mitch. It was job done for Romanen. Got all he needs to do. Templeton gave him a little bit of a challenge early. Baker thereabouts. We know that red goes faster, and there it did.
Certainly does. Matches in with the team colours there. That is special. Congratulations to your hairdresser. They've done a magnificent job. And Nick,
right.
you would do it as well, but unfortunately
Mate,
there's nothing to die.
I would love to have hair.
Nothing to die for Nick Wall up here. So fantastic in Heat 3 and number 4, just about behind the blocks.
So wandering back behind their blocks now for heat number 4 of 5 in this men's open 100 metres. Again, top 4, next 4 fastest times through to the final. In lane 1, he's a man of many events normally, the Geelong Guild decathlete, Christian Painter. In lane number 2 of Essendon, Daniel Riscatelli. In lane 3, the flying man from Corio, Jacob Cesar. In 4 of Geelong Guild, great form already this season, Jake Penny. In 5 from St Kevin's, Nathan Reali. In 6 of Sandringham, Fraser Paul. In 7 of Glen Huntley, Brendan Ashcroft. And in lane 8 from Williamstown, Labrini Patamalifi Lavia. 8 starters. Heat number 4 of 5, men's open 100 metres. So away, Jake Penny it is. He's gone very fast this season with a windy 10-2 already. He's put 10 metres on the field here. Riali's going to come through in second. Cesar, and it might just be Riscatelli. 10.32 at Lakeside, Jake Penny, plus 1.8. You're showing the form that we know you got. There's going to be something very quick this weekend, hopefully, for Jake Penny. 10.32 unofficial, Mitch.
Wow. I blinked and I missed it. He was absolutely flying out there, Jake Penny. That's a stamp of authority. That's exactly what that is. I said, I know it's the heats, but look at those arms pumping. My goodness, Jake Penny.
He's been very unlucky with some windy calls this year. He's run 10.21 windy, but right here, 10.32 unofficial, a plus 1.8. Lakeside says, welcome back, Jake. We love you here running fast. It's great to see one of our Victorian best sprinters actually respecting our Victorian State Championships and knowing you can run fast at Lakeside.
100%. Well, you just said red run faster. Well, we've done it back-to-back heats now. As our heat number 5 is about to get behind the blocks, we will announce them shortly. But Jake Penny, the one to watch in this men's Open 100.
So I've just got disappointing news in. That's the last we're going to see of Jake Penny for the weekend, Mitch. He's a groomsman in a wedding on the weekend, so he's got an important job. So we're not going to see Jake Penny. No wonder he's gone out there and gave it to us. Jake, is that right? Jake, what's more important, the groomsman gig or winning a Victorian title? Oh, he's obviously going to do the right thing by his mate. But heat number 5, Mitch, now ready on the blocks.
That is a dedicated friend right there, Jake Penny, who now makes his way to the fence as well to watch heat number 5 of 5 in this men's Open 100. Top 4 will be automatic, and the next 4 fastest times will join them from there. Coming out of lane number 1, representing Box Hill, Tad Carter. In lane number 2, from Ivanhoe, Perrin Theocarides. In lane number 3, from Geelong Guild, Mason Spikers. In lane number 4, from Collingwood, Kyle Nicolucci. In lane number 5, from Essendon, Arbin Dani. In lane number 6, from Collingwood, Massimo Aguero. In lane number 7, from Mentone, Philip Blackberg. In lane number 8, from Glen Huntley, Tim Rosen. And rounding it out, in the magical lane number 9, from St Kevin's, Michael Singh. These are all your competitors here in heat 5 of 5 in the men's Open 100. So we're away and racing. It's Danny in the middle of the track, running incredibly well. Aquero on his outside now, and one more inside of that is Spikers. But at the moment, it's all Arbin Danny who's going to take it out. Oh, he eases up as well. Geez, he looked good there. On the inside of him was Spikers. One inside there for Nicolosi, and also Aquero will be your top 4. But Arbin Danny just did what he had to do there and takes out heat 5 of 5 in very impressive fashion.
Continues his fine form again from the HVC meets. A real regular season. Shows that good racing and regular racing puts you in good stead when you get to the championships. Aquero flew home late. I really like that. He's coming to some good form this season also in the Collingwood colours. Nicolosi gets through comfortably. And also Spikers, who is right in the mix at halfway. They all get through to the next round of this men's Open 100 metres. And a little short break here before we move to the one-lap events. But the men, great way to start tonight, Mitch, here at Lakeside for day 1 of the Victorian Open and Under 20 Track and Field Championships.
Certainly has been, Nick. And what's more exciting as well is just how many are bunched together when they're coming through that line. It just shows the depth of sprinting that we have at the moment as we take a quick look at this replay. And wow, Danny just had it in control from 50 to go. But have a look at the three behind him. You could split a piece of paper between them. That's how close they were. So incredibly exciting to see that sort of talent as we now head down for a presentation.
Thank you, Mitch. Let's now go to our next presentation. It is for the men's under-20 pole vault championship of Victoria. Receiving the bronze medal with best clearance of 4.40 metres, representing Ballerine, Campbell Braden. In the silver medal position with best clearance of 4.60 metres, representing Box Hill, Andre DeMedio. But our gold medalist and new Victorian champion, also with best clearance of 4.60 metres, representing St Kevin's, Tom Coughlin. So congratulations to Campbell, Andre and Tom, the medalists in the men's under-20 pole vault competition. Just a reminder, we are still getting live results coming through from the men's open discus throw. So if you go onto Results Hub and click the live button, you'll be able to follow all the action in the men's open discus. Last time I looked, Nick Dyson leading the way. Yeah, I'm fine.
So for all those athletes, families, coaches who are coming into this beautiful Friday night here at Lakeside Stadium, please do make sure you check in at least an hour before your event, just to make sure you don't miss out on a run, a jump, a throw, whatever it is you're here to do. It is right up here on the deck, so make yourself known, get up here, check in, make sure you're ready to go for this evening, day number 1 of these Open Under-20 Championships. And we don't want to see anybody without a competition. So do make sure you check in. Enjoy yourselves here this evening. The most beautiful view in the house is the one we have here over the city landscape. As our one-lappers make their way out onto the track, it's going to start with our women's under-20, and we will call them very shortly.
So at the end of round 3 in the men's open discus throw, the top 3 are currently in 3rd position with a best of 47.86. Declan Carman, the reigning champion, is sitting in the bronze medal position at the moment. Currently in 2nd with a best of 48.34 is Cryo's Darcy Giddings, but leading the way is the 2019 and 2021 champion, Nick Dyson from Sandringham. 51.65 leads the competition in the men's open discus throw.
So just looking at some action here on the back straight, Mitch, in the triple jump.
We've
seen a lot of red flags so far this evening. There's Jackson Sweet getting one of those now. Conditions we've talked about them being great down the front straight, but they're just pushing those triple jumpers on the board, giving them a few little headaches.
It's a really cool event, triple jump as well, but you just have to get everything perfect, from technique to foot strike to everything like that. So obviously struggling a little bit with that wind or the conditions at the moment. Hopefully we can get some green flags up there, but
love to see. We've got Aidan Hinson at the moment in Victoria, one of the absolute leading stars in this event. Jackson Sweet doing some good things as well with some new recent personal bests.
So into we're going to the last round now of the men's open triple jump. 3 competitors out here. Currently leading the way, Liam Glue from Athletics Essendon, 14.92. Not too far behind, 14.73. With only one clearance there is Angus Wood from Essendon. And in third at the moment on 14.43 from Sandringham, Jackson Sweet. So they're the top 3 in the men's open triple.
So not far away from us starting the 400-metre heats. This first one's going to be an interesting one, Mitch. There's only 9 starters, so we're only running 1 out here. So it is good conditions to run fast. So do some of the ladies have a crack at running a good time? Or do we just get our way through the final and wait and see what Lakeside weather does over the weekend? What would you do in your 400 days?
I think you want to get out there and run fast, don't you? Like, you want to get your muscles moving. You want to put yourself in a comfortable enough rhythm to be able to compete all across the weekend. But I also just love to compete. So I think that would be me. But it'd be interesting to see how we go here in heat number 1.
I think you're right. I think it might be some very fast sort of first 200, 250s, and then check out the field and make your way through the final. So again, only 9 starters. The first one here just behind their blocks now. In lane number 2 from Essendon with Sofia Gregovic. In lane number 3 from Corio, Ella Rayson. In 4 from Glen Huntley, Sophia Hanlon. And lane 5, also from Sandringham, will be Hannah Wilcock. So something sub 60 what some of the ladies are looking for. Obviously, a couple of these athletes have run 56 before. But top 3 will automatically progress through to the final of the under-20 women's 400 metres.
Brendan. On your marks.
So from the inside, Gregorovic from Essendon, Rayson of Corio, Hanlon of Glen Huntley, and then Wilcock of Sandringham. So it is the Essendon athlete on the inside. Gregorovic, who's quickly gone and taken the stagger out of the Corio athlete. And Sophia Hanlon, the strong 2-lap runner also, the 800-metre athlete from Glen Huntley. Just holding her ground, but I think we're going to find that she's going to have a challenger as we get through 200 metres right now. And it is in about 28 seconds. Nice running there. Gregorovic is going to go past her. So 150 remaining. We talked about potentially these athletes just getting comfortably through to tomorrow's final. Out the back there, it's going to be a fight on for the 3rd spot. But the first 2 are nice and comfortable. They'll progress through to the final. The battle is on in 3rd, though, at the moment. That's Rayson and Wilcock. Only one of them gets an automatic qualifying spot. But the girls look sideways. They look comfortable. Lovely run there from Sophia of Essendon. She's going to go through in a very tidy 55.86. I reckon that's close to a personal best. She's not switched off at all. Hanlon gets through in 2nd. The automatic spot goes through to Rayson. Wilcock 4th. Beautiful running there. Sophia Gregorovic from Essendon. She'll be very happy with that time. 55.85. Based on the seed times I've got, that's her first time sub 56.
Oh, it just looks so smooth as well, didn't she? Just in total control of her race plan. Just attacked it so nicely up that back straight. Just set up that final 200 beautifully, and now comes through with what we're assuming is a PB. 55 is certainly nothing to sneeze at, so a great way to kickstart your Friday night, I would say.
Probably reminds the girls in heat number 2 here that it is great conditions for running fast. Put something on the table and see what you can do for the weekend. She's tied up one of those middle lanes, and she'll go home and sleep very well on night 1 of 3. So while the ladies get ready for heat number 2, just an announcement. Event number 26, the men's open 400-metre semi-finals have now been cancelled. So it'll go direct through to finals. So the men's open 400-metre semi-finals, event number 26 over the weekend, have been cancelled. So it'll be heats going straight through to finals. Mitch, heat number 2 here of the under 20 women's 400's all yours.
Yes, thank you, Nicholas. It is heat number 2 of 2 in the women's under 20 400 metres. Top 3 will go through automatically. Next 2 fastest times will join them there. Coming out of lane number 2 from Nuttawading, Kayla Chapman. In lane number 3 from Box Hill, Emily Holler. In lane number 4 from Doncaster, Alessandra Flynn. In lane number 5 from Ballarat Harriers, Layla Watson. And in lane number 6 from Chilwell, Ashley Mead. These are all of your competitors here in women's under 2400 heat 2 of 2.
On your mark. Set.
So a clean start here in heat number 2 in the women's under 2400. And we'll see who can pick up the stagger rather fast. It looks like it's going to be Watson on the outside there, just creeping right up on the shoulder of Mead early. So she's going to extend away just a little bit. Flynn not too far behind. And also our national hurdle champion in Emily Holler not too far away either. So as they make their way through the first 200 metres, it's all Layla Watson just down in front very comfortably at the moment. Doing enough to show the rest of the field that she's certainly a force to be reckoned with. It's Flynn not too far away, Holler as well on the inside there. But coming into this home straight at the moment, it is Layla Watson just continuing to extend her lead at the moment and doing it in such class and such grace with 80 metres to go. Not too far away now is Flynn as well. Holler on her inside, and on the outside there is also going to be Mead. But coming down to the finish line now, it is all Layla Watson. And watch the clock here, 54, 55, 56. So very fast there from Watson. Now coming through the line is Flynn, Holler as well. They will be your top 3 automatically. It's Mead, and now crossing the line here is Chapman. But wow, a 55 and a 56 in heat number 1 and number 2, and looks so good out there, didn't she, Nick?
I'm pretty sure Layla Watson from memory is one of the Warrnambool athletes. She runs for Ballarat Harriers, but she's from way out west. She was terrific at the All Schools last year. Here, winning the double, and tonight she's in really good shape and she gets through that final. It's going to be a fantastic final this weekend, Mitch.
Oh, it's going to be an absolute cracker there, Nick. It's going to be phenomenal to watch these women go over it in the final. Unfortunately, only one misses out now from the heat, so we'll have to wait and see who that is. But fantastic racing. You know what we say about the bull? We love the bull. So fantastic racing as our men's under 20 400 now on the line.
So over in the discus throw, Nick Dyson extended his lead, 52.06 on attempt 4. Darcy Giddings, 48.34 remains his best, and in third at the moment, Declan Carman on 47.86. Into round 5, Christian Painter in the ring.
So just getting set of it now here for event number 5, the under 20 men's 400 metres. There's going to be 2 heats here. So it'll be just the top 3 in each heat, next 2 fastest. So pretty competitive it's going to be here. Victorian state record here is Casey Vincent's 45.55. For those with a long memory, he was second at the World Junior Championships in Annecy, France in 1998 when he ran that time. They also won the gold medal that year in the 400 by 4 metres and took down the Americans for the first time. So here we go. Lane number 1 will be from Essendon, Michael Dinan. Lane number 2 of Casey Gadinia, Ferdinand Yomias. Lane number 3 from Casey Gadinia, Marley Brochard. Lane number 4 from Sandringham, Tom O'Rourke. In lane number 5, opened the season in terrific form from Doncaster, recent Australian representative Thomas Reynolds. In lane number 6 from Yarra Rangers, Noah Wright. And in lane number 7 of Western Athletics, Jacob Baker-Meyer. 7 starters, top 3, next 2 fastest, into the final.
On your mark. Set.
So from the outside, you've got Baker-Meyer, Wright, Reynolds, O'Rourke, Brochard, Yermias, and also Dinan. Reynolds taking the stagger very quickly on the 2 on the outside. He's a 46 man this season. Australian representative last year in Colombia. And chasing him through is going to be O'Rourke of Sandringham. O'Rourke looks terrific. He's holding the stagger of Reynolds as they go through in a tick over 22 seconds. Dinan making a good move on the inside, but with 150 to go, Reynolds still looks really strong. He's a big, tall lad. He's holding it now. He has a look over his shoulder. He says, "You're going to come with me or not, are you, Tom O'Rourke?" Reynolds switches off with 50 to go. Job done. O'Rourke will go through. Dinan's got a race on his hands to make sure that he can hold off Wright of Yarra Rangers, but Reynolds just trots through in 48.92. O'Rourke, Dinan, Wright, Casey Cadinias. It looks to be the first of them, Yermias, Brochard, and also Baker-Meyer. But Thomas Reynolds, can we go close to a 46-second time over the weekend? He's definitely in great shape based on the jog through the line there, Mitch.
Well, final 100 metres. Thanks, Tommy Reynolds, for taking us through your off day. That was just as easy as you like. But have a look at him. Just looks up at the board, just goes, all right, I know where I am. I know what I got to do. Takes the win there. And the lactic monster really started to come towards the end there for O'Rourke, but gets through in that second position. But Tommy Reynolds, very, very impressive. So behind the blocks now is heat 2 of 2 in this men's under 20, 400 metres. It'll be the top 3 to get through automatically, and then the next 2 fastest times from there will be joining them in the final. In lane number 2 from Ballarat Harriers, it's Cooper Sherman. In lane number 3 from Nunawading, Kai Nielsen. In lane number 4 from Frankston, Joel Stapleton. In lane number 5, also from Frankston, Samuel Elvey. In lane number 6 from Essendon, Sky Robertson. And rounding it out in lane number 7 from St Kevin's, it's Tom Forster. These are all your competitors here in heat 2 of 2 in the men's under 20, 400 metres.
On your marks. Set.
So we're away and racing here in heat number 2 of 2 in the men's under 2400 metres. We'll wait and see who can pick up the stagger quickly. At the moment, it's Elvie on the outside. His compatriot on the inside of him there is Joel Stapleton as they try and make their way up this back straight. Now starting to really fly is Cooper Sherman there on the inside lane. So he's spotted at plenty of distance now, but at the 200 metre mark, he's almost put himself in front at this stacker. So 200 metres into it, 150 left to run. It is going to be Sherman on the inside there, just starting to creep up on the shoulder of, I believe it might be Robertson. No, it will be Elvie of Frankston. But on the first lane, he takes a little look around the shoulder there, Cooper Sherman, and just wants to assess whether or not he's done enough. Just starting to go to the arms a little bit now. Still coming down hard there is Elvie. On the inside of him there is also going to be Nielsen. So watch the finish there. Oof. Cooper Sherman does enough. I believe it might have been Elvie and Nielsen. And on the outside of them coming through quickly as well was Tom Forster. So impressive running here in heat 2 of 2. And great racing in this men's under 2400, Nick.
The racing was fast, Mitch. I reckon it's cooled down a little bit because the times weren't quite as quick as we got as we're getting through the night now. But Cooper Sherman, he's the country state record holder. He's a sub 47 man. Another one that was on the trip last year to under 20s to Columbia. Terrific athlete from Ballarat. In there, Sam Elvie as well, an interesting one. Good 400 metre hurdler, but seems to be enjoying his time over the flat. Ran very well over the 200 and 400 at the All Schools as well at the end of last year. And that form looks to be holding up there. Could be a hot final though. We saw Thomas Reynolds in the first one. Cooper Sherman in the second one. Very excited for what the weekend holds for our junior one-lap wonders.
Very, very exciting. And they seem to run the race a little bit differently as well. So that'll be really interesting to see them go head-to-head in the final, which is going to be an absolute cracker. And there is an update here. It's event number 24 that's actually now been moved across. So it is the men's open 400-metre semi. That is now just going to go straight to tomorrow. So event number 24. So apologies for that.
No semis tomorrow.
No semis
tomorrow,
at all.
Mitch. There will be heats, no semi-finals. Heats direct to the final. Men's open 400.
Beautiful.
So event number 6 now just setting up their blocks. A couple of good records here. The Australian and Victorian record not under threat this weekend. That's the Catherine Freeman 48.63. Absolute ripper, of course, from the Atlanta Olympics. But the country record here, I've seen Sharon Stewart this weekend. Now Sharon Russell handing out medals down on the podium, and she still holds that country record at 51.32. So for that in the crowd there, and you get lucky enough to get a medal this weekend, it might be from Sharon Stewart, who still holds that Victorian country record from 1992. But from the inside here, in lane number 1, representing Mornington, Lucy Young. In lane number 2 of Casey Cadinia, Grace Clemens. In 3 from Eagle Hawk, Laura Kadri. In 4 from Box Hill, she's already won on the tour this Australian tour this season over the 800 metres, Ellie Sanford. In lane number 5 from Box Hill, she was terrific last weekend at the Junior Championships, fresh off a new personal best of 56 seconds, Sienna Kurdian. In lane 6 of Mornington, very good on the grass, but also good on the track, Alexia Lazou. In lane 7 of Essendon, Michaela Saladanakos. And in lane 8 of Eagle Hawk, Juliet Halia. 8 starters, top 3, next 2 times through the final, Women's Open 400 metres.
On your mark.
So from the inside, Young, Clemens, Kadri, Sanford, Kurdian, Lazou, Seladanakos, and Helia. And out wide, the action is Lazou in the Mornington colours. So she's quickly moved up to the shoulder now of Seladanakos. It's a good battle there. Back there, Sanford and Kurdian also in the middle of the field. But pretty even now as we get through 200 metres. Sanford's probably once caught my eye in just a tick over 26 seconds. She's still got a bit of work to do to work up to Lazou and also the Essendon athlete there inside at Ladanakos. And right now, Sanford. We've talked about her 2-lap form. The strength should show down the home straight. Top 3 go through automatically. It is still the Essendon athlete out wide, though, holding the stagger, doing a wonderful job of it. She was a terrific junior over 1 and 2. Now over the 1 lap looks terrific tonight. And Michaela Saladanakos will get through. Sanford might just nudge her out the line, and she will. So Sanford, Saladanakos, Lazou gets through. Curdy in the junior through in 4th. Next is the Eagle Hawk athlete in Kadri. Young, Clemens, and rounding out the field will be Helia. And that's heat number 1 of 2. Women's 400 metres open. Ellie Sanford, the winner.
So on the track now, we have heat 2 of 2 for the Women's Open 400 metres. Top 3 automatically go through the next 2 fastest times. We'll be joining them from there. In lane number 2 from Geelong Guild, Isabella Tarr. In lane number 3 from Albury, Bella Pasquale. In lane number 4 from Melbourne University, Annabelle Magnuson. In lane number 5 from Collingwood, Scarlett Burmeister. In lane number 6 from Glen Huntly, Catherine Wright. In lane number 7 from Western Athletics, Ella Tobin. And rounding it out in lane number 8 from Sandringham, Anna Plessinger. These are all of your athletes competing here in Heat 2 of 2 in the Women's Open 400 metres.
On your mark. Set.
So we're away cleanly here in Heat 2 of 2 in the Women's Open 400 metres, and we'll see who picks up the stagger the fastest. Starting to move around there nicely is Burmeister. She makes her way up this back straight, just ferociously trying to chase down, I believe it's Ella Tobin in those Western Athletics silks. So making their way up the back straight here with the beautiful backdrop of Melbourne scenery behind them there. It is going to be Tobin who's letting it out right on the shoulder there on the outside lane. Burmeister starting to come through a little bit now as well. And so too is Pasquale from Albury. So as they make their way around the bend here, it's going to be only the top 3 who are automatic. We'll see who crashes it first at the top of the straight. It's still going to be Tobin here. So it's a battle of the juniors. Pasquale now on the inside. Really just starts to go to the arms. One further out than that is Plessinger. So Plessinger now creeps up. Here comes Pasquale as well. I'll throw a blanket over it. It's Tobin. Pasquale now starts to go through. Plessinger, Pasquale. Pasquale just is going to take it out over Plessinger. Tobin there in 3rd position for the last automatic spot. And coming through there was Burmeister for the 4th. But wow, it wasn't over till the final 5 metres of that race. And Pasquale did a great job there to hold out Anna Plessinger. We really started to come through in the final 150 there, Nick.
That's right, Pasquale, another one of these very prominent pro runners, but a junior who's won a lot of titles here in Victoria. She was terrific there. And the outside, there was a good little battle. Former training partners there, Tobin and Plessinger, now found themselves new coaches when Lloyd Knight packed up and moved to Queensland. The 2 of them, though, in great PB shape since Lloyd's left, so not sure who the indictment is on there. But fantastic running. Those 3 will go through to the final. And I think we're going to shortly throw down to Tim Crosby.
So back on the infield, let's go to the presentations for the 92nd edition of the Men's Open Triple Jump Championship of Victoria. Receiving our bronze medal with a best distance of 14.43 metres, representing Sandringham, Jackson Sweet. In 2nd position, receiving the silver medal with a best distance of 14.73 metres from Athletics Essendon, Angus Wood. Well, let's congratulate our new Victorian champion with a best distance of 14.92 metres from Athletics Essendon, Liam Glue. So thank you, Sharon Russell from Athletics Victoria, doing the presentations to Jackson, Angus and Liam, the medalists in the Men's Open Triple Jump Championship of Victoria. Back on the infield, it's the presentations for the 98th Men's Open Discus Championship of Victoria. A bronze medalist with a best distance of 47.86 metres, representing Doncaster, Declan Carmen. In the silver medal position with a best distance of 48.34 metres, representing Corio, Darcy Giddings. But for the third time, he'll be standing atop the podium with a best of 52.06, representing Sandringham, Nicholas Dyson. So congratulations, Declan, Darcy and Nicholas, the medalists in the Men's Open Discus Champion.
Event number 7 now behind their blocks. It is the men's 400 metre open. There are 3 heats, so top 2, next 2 fastest will progress directly to the final. A reminder, no semi-finals for this event now. Top 2 in each heat, next 2 through to the final. From lane 2, he was up here on behind the microphone last weekend. From St Kevin's, Phil Borg. In lane 3, from Albury, Jack Bolton. Lane 4 of Chilwell, Jackson Tinkler. In lane 5 of Old Melburnians, Tristan Robinson. In lane 6 of Essendon, another last year that made the trip to Colombia with the Australian under-20 team, Brody Hicks. In lane 7 of Essendon, Matt Dynan. And in lane 8 of Sandringham, Adam Gianellis. 7 starters, men's open, 400 metres, top 2, next 2, through to the final.
On your mark.
So cutthroat racing it is tonight here. Only the top 2 automatically through. Borg on the inside's got a bit of work to do as Bolton goes bang through the first 100 metres. We've seen him do as a junior. He still is a junior, but here he is racing in the open ranks. He's gone past Tinkler. Robinson making some good ground in the middle. Hicks hasn't been caught out wide at the moment from Essendon. Dynan and Gianellis now has been going to be caught by Hicks. Through 250, it is Bolton. So Bolton, the flying boy from Albury, he's out in front at the moment. Hicks hanging on with Robinson. It's going to be a fight on there for second. Borg making some ground on the inside. 80 metres to go. Jack Bolton's late on the line. Let's hope he can hold on as Robinson comes at him. Hicks is flying home too. It's this little stagger from Bolton, but he's going to hang on for a qualifying spot. Hicks, Bolton, Robinson, Borg. Dynan through next, Gianellis and also Tinkler. But Jack Bolton, he set the stand in heat number 1. He's gone 48.84. Sorry, it was actually Hicks that trotted past him at the finish. But Bolton late on the line. Hicks gets through automatic. Robinson's going to have to wait for times, as is Borg. But Jack Bolton, he's got the slick haircut back on the weekend, the Mohawk. But Brody Hicks takes out heat number 1 though, Mitch.
He certainly does, and what a start there for Bolton. That couldn't have been any better. He obviously just started to tighten up a little bit there in the final 100, but was in total control the whole way through. Probably the second best haircut I've seen on the track, actually. The man with the red hair earlier, that was something special. But Jack Bolton stamps his authority. Hicks on the outside there, moved through so nicely. He's such a strong competitor over the final 150. That's always been his pedigree. Is this heat number 2? Well, they certainly know what they're chasing now. That was a show for heat number 1. So on the track now is heat number 2 of 3 in the men's open 400 metres, and a full field at that. In lane number 1 from Sandringham, Rory Zer. In lane number 2 from Oldburnians, Conrad Kumaris. In lane number 3 from Yarra Rangers, Liam Russell. In lane number 4 from Doncaster, Jack Clark. In lane number 5 from Old Melburnians, Daniel Minns. In lane number 6 from Essendon, Christian Reinhardt. In lane number 7 from Geelong Guild, Christian Painter. And rounding it out in lane number 8 from Essendon, Vishnu Satish. These are all of your competitors here in heat 2 of 3 in the men's open 400 metres.
On your mark. Set.
Oh, baby, we're off, and no, we're not racing. So we will come back here and have a second attempt at getting heat number 2 of 3 started. It's good news, a green card in the hands of our officials there. Everybody will get a second attempt here at heat number 2 of 3 in the men's open 400.
General unsteady. On your mark. Set.
So we're away and racing now. It's clean across the blocks. We'll see who picks up the stagger the fastest. On the outside there, starting to move, is going to be Vishnu Satish there in those Essendon colours, and starting to move right through the middle of the ground there is Daniel Minns. So the big looming figure of Minns just starting to get into his work there. Clark right behind him as well in the Doncaster Silks, and Conrad Kamaris, well, he's like a bullet out of a gun at the moment as he starts to get the slingshot effect coming around this first 200 metres. So as they make their way around, it is Minns, Kamaris on his inside, Clark not too far away, and Satish the widest of them all now starting to get into his work. So it's Kamaris. Oh, Minns looks so comfortable, takes a look left and right and says, boys, good night, I might take this one. It's Kamaris. Satish now sitting there in the 3rd position, so he's going to try and get through on that time. It's Daniel Minns. He pulls up and says, that's enough. Kamaris in 2nd. Satish there in 3rd, I believe. Clark not too far away in 4th. And I think Vishnu Satish might have one of the best fan clubs down here as well at the start-finish line, cheering him on the outside lane. But a great performance there. And it was Daniel Minns who just looked all class there.
It was quite comfortable for him. The 2 Old Melburnian training partners, 1 and 2. They've changed colours over the years, but they stuck together as training partners and done a wonderful job. Minns and Kamaris. Kamaris, an absolute veteran of Victorian 400-metre open finals. Did a great job there. Vishnu Satish gets through. And a very important announcement, event number 9, the men's under 20 1500 metres. There will be no heats this evening. It'll go directly to a final at final time. So the men's under 20 1500 metres, there will be no heats. It'll go direct to a final at final time. So those who are in here excited for the action tonight over the 1500 under 20, you'll have to wait until the weekend. So heat number 3 behind their blocks now. Again, top 2, next 2 through to the final. In lane number 1, added here to my start sheet, from Sandringham, Ruben Wandera. In lane number 2, from Corio, Christian Davis. In lane number 3, from Nunawading, Corey Robinson. In lane number 4, from Melbourne University, showing some wonderful resilience, Hugh Van Keilenberg. In lane 5, from South Bendigo, Oliver Muggleton. In 6, from Essendon, a man on the rise over the 1 lap, Cameron Searle. In lane 7, from Nunawading, Sammy Latu. And in lane 8, from Geelong Guild, great form at the juniors last week also, Caleb Kilpatrick. 8 starters, men's open, 400 metres, top 2, next 2, through to the final.
On your mark.
So from the inside, Wandera, Davis, Robinson, Van Keilenberg, Muggleton, Searle, absolutely smooth down the back straight, taking the stagger out of Latu, and also Kilpatrick he's moving up to now. The tall South Bendigo figure there of Muggleton making a good move. He's tracking through Searle. Searle's just kept his eyes on Kilpatrick, the junior champ from last weekend. On the inside, the former national double 400, 800 metre champion in Christian Davis also moving very well. So it's a racing 4 from 120 to go. Davis on the inside. Muggleton, the smooth mover in Searle, and out wide Kilpatrick trying to make his first ever open final. Searle looks left, he looks right. He says, I'm home and hosed for the weekend. Davis is going to battle it on for second. Kilpatrick storming home. Robinson not far away in Muggleton, but Cameron Searle is up in 48.89. Davis gets through. Kilpatrick will have to wait for times. And at the back of that group there, I gave him a good plug earlier. He's one of the few men on the track tonight that's born anywhere near the age I am. Hugh Van Keilenberg rounds it out from Melbourne University. But great running there. Cameron Searle showing all class as he trots through in 48.89 and makes his way through to the final with Christian Davis.
Yeah, looked very clean there, didn't he? Just seemed to have fresh legs the entire way through that 400. So he just ticks the box there, does what he needs to do and moves straight on. Really impressive run there from Christian Davis as well. He looked really smooth on that inside.
It's good to see Christian back running well, Mitch.
No, he looked fantastic. So they're going to go through to that final. We're going to have to wait and see who goes through on times, and obviously sensational running there as well from our very own Hugh Van Keilenberg, who, showing Nick's age, actually coached him as a junior. So that's very impressive. As now we make our way out of these 400s, and we're going to go to something a little bit longer very soon.
So just go around the black and just tell them about the same thing. They're just looking or running the scoreboard. Just mainly on the that's running. That's not my life. And that's okay to turn the yellow. Thank you.
So there has been a bit of a change on the under 20 men's 1500. If all of those competitors report to the call room immediately, the race will go ahead tonight. The under 20 men's 1500. If they all report to call room now, the race will go ahead tonight. So next up we will do an intro for the field of the long jump, and then we'll go to our women's under 20 1500 metres.
So down here at the long jump, we will introduce our men's para event and also our women's para event standing next to me here. Coming out of station number 1, representing Casey Cardenia, Will Clemens. In station number 2, from Mornington, Liam Griffith. In station number 3, from the Ballarat Harriers, it's James Pendred. Now for the women, in station number 1 for them, it is Louise Pendred. In station number 2, it's Caitlin Sharp. And in station number 3, it is Erica Gosney. Also here is our under 20 event as well. From Diamond Valley with station number 2, it is Jordan Rudd. And for our women in station number 1, it is Kobe Lee Dyer. These are all your competitors here in the under 20 and open para long jump event.
Thank you, Mitch. Now let's go to the next event on the track, which is the final of the women's under 20 1500 metres. We have 9 starters. In station 1, representing Doncaster, Sonna Backer. Station 2 from Athletics Essendon, Ruby Alice. Station 3 from St Kevin's, Bridie Hill. Station 4 from Maccabi, Emma de Jong. In 5 from Ballarat, YCW, Jacqueline Mabratney Owen. Station 6 representing Mentone, Summer Albiston. In 7 representing Mentone, Claudia Hollingsworth. Station 8 from Wellington, it is Ada Hill. And rounding out the field in Station 9 from Diamond Valley, Ali Brooks. 9 starters, the final of the women's under 20, 1500 metres. No, no. You're on now. You're on.
So Tim, field away here. It is our final. Bridie Hill, one of those athletes, gone to the front on the inside rail. I don't think we're going to be too fast a time tonight. It's going to be probably one of those sit and kick affairs because the all-important Victorian Under-20 final is up for grabs. And as you can see, they've just crawled through the first 120. Bridie Hill on the inside. And on the outside of her, Claudia Hollingsworth, certainly getting a lot of airtime in the media recently with the wonderful addition of On Running to the Australian professional running scene, Tim.
Exactly, the On Athletics Club going to be here in the Victorian Championships in big numbers. Hollingsworth, interestingly, won the Open 1500 and 800 double last year, and now she's lining up in the under-20s, and she is just controlling pace out front. So Hill is there. Just to the outside, de Jong looking good. Brooks just having a look around, and she'll see it's the Wellington athlete there. Ada Hill just to the side of her. So still tightly bunched, Nick, as they go through. Relatively sedate pace at the moment, but this will hot up as they go through into the latter laps, and it is a good bunch of 6 out front.
Yeah, it's going to be dangerous to leave it too late, though, when you've got Claudia Hollingsworth and her speed. At the AGS last year, she took out the extraordinary 200, 400, 800, 1500 double quadruple. So she's certainly got speed to burn. Bridie Hill last week was also competing in triathlon on Sunday morning, so she's got some strength there. We've seen a lot of, obviously, Sani Baker over the milers meets this summer. She's the one tucked in third at the moment. And de Jong, an international athlete last year, of course, at the Maccabi Games. And she's now the one that's taken the lead. After 500 metres, has said enough's enough. We need to pick up the tempo, and this might split this group of 7 very quickly at the front.
So Brooks has decided to respond to that little kick. She just got spat out the back, but now you're seeing Ali Brooks just going to the outside and trying to get back into contact as de Jong made a really nice move there. So Back has had a good season, as we said. She's sitting on the rail at the moment, sitting in that 5th position, as we see de Jong. But Hollingsworth just cruising along beside her. A little bit of a gap then to Bridie Hill. Ada Hill also in this lead bunch of 6, as we see Ali Brooks now tacking onto the back there of Bridie Hill to go into 4th position.
Yeah, so nice change of tempo for that last 200 metres thanks to Emma de Jong. She's found herself at the front of the group. Sitting on her shoulder wonderfully there is going to be Hollingsworth. Bridie Hill, the one in 3rd. Brooks, the junior, obviously we saw last weekend also. She's backing up here. It's a very young field here. Some really talented young juniors. So it's Hill in 3rd, Hill in 6th, and in between them at the moment, no real distinctive move. It's still de Jong just holding that gap as we go now.
But we are seeing that pace just starting to ease up, and this is where we're going to see some gaps start to form in this group. So it is still de Jong. You can just sense the pace going up and up and up. I thought this would be, say, a mid-430s type race. They're probably a little bit behind that schedule, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do start to really wind it up and then get right under that 440 mark. Yeah,
so 3:15 through 1K, Tim. So they were really going to see a strong kick down here over the last 450 metres. A little group of 3 possibly forming here. Hill just trying to get onto the heels of Hollingsworth. De Jong keeping that inside rail. Brooks now finding herself with a little bit of work to do in 4th. Backer trying to get on, and it's also Ada Hill. Hollingsworth goes to the lead at the bell. It was 3:35. Watching she kick down in. So Hollingsworth, international athlete last year at under 20 and open level. She's put the foot down, and wonderfully there, Brooks has moved into 4th, Tim.
Yeah, good move by Brooks there to get on to contact there. De Jong did a lot of that early pace. Will she pay for that as we get into this latter stage, as the pace really starts to go down? Bridie Hill responding to every move from Hollingsworth. It is De Jong that also then kicks back in, and Brooks being left wanting there a little bit, and Backer just behind her.
So 200 metres to go. Our top 4 are still all school-age athletes. And Hollingsworth just goes bang with 180. Hollingsworth puts 10 metres on the field in that 30 metres. She's got an incredible turn of speed. She's a 2:01 800-metre runner, and she's going to show a clean set of heels to the field here. Hill and De Jong are going to battle on here. GSV rivals here. Tonight running for St Kevin's and, of course, also Maccabi. But out in front, it's a clean win. It's a 40-metre win. Claudia Hollingsworth, 4:37. A wonderful kick down. She's your under-20 Victorian champion. Bridie Hill through in second. De Jong through third. Ali Brooks was brave in fourth. Backers fought on strongly. Ada Hill will come through next. But Claudia Hollingsworth showing class, a wonderful, probably about a 62, 63 second.
Didn't really get that one, Nick, but it certainly was a nice little kick down. Let's get behind the rest of the competitors still coming through too in this event. So it looks like Ruby Alice, she'll be next one through. We've also got Jacqueline McBratney Owen coming through. And Summer Elberson from Mentone will be rounding out the field here in this very exciting women's under-20. But Claudia Hollingsworth just looking too good, very smooth. As the Ballarat runner comes through. And our final finisher, Summer Elberson, representing Mentone. And that's the conclusion of the women's under-20 1500 metres.
So we are down here in the middle of the track to introduce our women's open discus field. This is the 92nd running of this event. Kimberly Mulhall, the previous champion, and also the record holder for the most championships in this event as well, with 15. In station number 1, representing Collingwood, Kate Hughes. In station number 2, from the Yarra Rangers, Hayley Wilkins. In station number 3, also from the Yarra Rangers, Meg Sparks. In station number 4, from Box Hill, Isabel Falkner Bogue. In station number 5, from Williamstown, Madeline Menzies. In station number 6, also from Williamstown, Erin Menzies. In station number 7, from Mentone, Megan Champion. In station number 8, from Nuttawading, Elise Keegan. In station number 9, from Western Athletics, Alaya Canepa. Zanipa. There we go. Third time trying there. In station number 10, from Tasmania, Rachel Hosey. In station number 11, from Albury, Zai Beale. In station number 12, from Sandringham, Nora Moni. In station number 13, the defending champion and 15-time champion at that, Kimberly Mulhall. And in station number 14, from Diamond Valley, Alexandra Mills. These are all of your competitors here in the women's open discus final.
Once again, let's draw attention to the infield. It is the presentation for the Women's Under-20 1500 metre Championship of Victoria. With a time of 4:42.67, representing Maccabi in our bronze medal position, it is Emma De Jong. The silver medalist in a time of 4:42.25, representing St Kevin's, Bridie Hill. Let's congratulate our new Victorian champion, the gold medalist in a time of 4:37.65, representing Mentone, Claudia Hollingsworth. Congratulations to Emma, Bridie and Claudia. Presentations once again being conducted by Sharon Russell from Athletics Victoria. Is music on? Time now for the presentation for the Women's Under-20 Pole Vault Championship of Victoria. Receiving the silver medal with the best clearance of 2.75 metres, representing the Athletics Nunawading, Aranya Marchanayaka. Our gold medalist, Victorian champion, with best clearance of 3.20 metres, representing Athletics Chilwell, Chantal Plagolia. Congratulations to Aranya and Chantal, the medalists in the women's under-20 pole vault.
So back down here at the long jump, we do have an update of the open para events, both for men and women. Currently leading for the men is Liam Griffith of Mornington with his third round jump of 5.18. Not too far behind him there is James Pendred with a 4.99 also in the third round. And in third position at the moment is Will Clemens with a 3.08. Now for the women, he's quite close at the moment. Leading it out is Caitlin Sharp with her first round jump of 4.36. And then in second place at the moment is Erica Gosney with 3.04 and Louise Pendred with a 1.58 in the first round.
Michael, we're going.
So event number 10 now on the track on the back straight. It is the men's 1500 under 20 para. In the inside station, it's Jordan Rudd of Diamond Valley. On his outside is Lachlan Warren of Oldsavarians. Also competing in this same ambulant race will be Carlo Manalisis of Oldsavarians. So 3 competitors, men's under 20 and open ambulant, 1500 metres. Correct, he's in the open, yes. There's no mention of age, so it's good.
So a nice rapid start here to the ambulant, the combined ambulant event, Nick, and as usual they like to tear out fairly quickly. Carlo Manalitzis, I think, is the one who's gone to the front. So you'll see Jordan Rudd there in the Diamond Valley uniform, just slipping into third position at the moment, and between them it is a Lachlan Warren from Oldsavarians.
Yes, Tim, so the Oldsavarians well represented this weekend in these ambulant events. Of course, Liz Gosper doing a great job there with IST. inclusive sports training.
So
This weekend flying the black and red colours.
So the two under-20s are Rudd and Warren, but currently it's our open ambulant athlete, Carlo Manolitsis. We've seen a bit of him over the season as well. He's moving along quite nicely too. So Rudd's just tracking along well. And bear in mind we'll be going to the percentages for these as well. So they're all potentially running under different categories. As Manolitsis rounding around towards that first 400. Gee, it's a pretty sharp time, Nick.
He's really got out quite quickly. Yeah, neither of these guys have actually broken 5 minutes. Carlo's PB's 5:07. Jordan Rudd more probably controlled there going through because his PB's 5:12. And Lachlan Warren, I don't believe his seed time's up to date there. I think he's gone a little bit quicker than 8:09. So
there's no stopping Carlo at the moment. The momentum's looking quite good. You know, he's now 500 metres in, so.
So look, we'll be interesting to see what they go through this 800 metres in with another 200 metres, because we're looking at something around the 5 minutes would be Carlo be very happy with. Conditions have stayed pretty calm here. The flags just with a gentle breeze. Obviously not as warm as it was when we started the evening, but Lakeside's shown that it's a great place to run fast distance races over the last couple of weeks. In fact, for the whole summer so far, Tim, we opened up with the Milers Club here early in the year and there was PBs galore.
Certainly was. So yeah, Lakeside can deliver. You get the right conditions here and it is a fast track. So 80-second laps is that 5 minute mark, and as we saw, Carlo was definitely well ahead of that on that first lap. Just slowing a little bit, but running form still going along nicely. And gee, Jordan Rudd, you just got to love him. He just keeps motoring along there beautifully. I don't know much about Lachlan Warren. I haven't seen him. Nick, you haven't seen him around too much?
No, he's the youngest of the group. He's only 15, turning 16. So another one, obviously, that they've brought into the ranks. It's great to see. We just keep recruiting in these para events. It's terrific to see.
Certainly is. As we just see pace going off a little bit, but they're still moving well, and they will be approaching that 1 kilometre mark relatively soon. So time check now for 2:55. So maybe about a 3:15 through that first kilometre, maybe a little bit quicker as Carlo Manolitsis.
Yeah, he's certainly getting a little bit tired now. He's gone through 1K, probably a little bit quicker, a lot quicker than that 5 minute pace. He's going to go through in 3:10. But if he holds and gets some last form on this last kick down, on this last lap, he's going to be on track for that sub 5 minute. And the best thing here I really like is the way that Lachlan Warren is moving his way up to his teammate. So only 30 metres between at the moment, and not out of it by any means at the moment is Jordan Rudd. On the home straight here now with 450 or 420 metres to go.
Yeah, well, 3:24 there, the opening kilometre for Jordan Rudd as well, so that puts it into a lot of context how fast they are moving. And I think we might see a new leader at some stage as Lachlan Warren is just starting to edge forward, and I think he's just going to go straight past.
It's going to be a good battle here over the last 320. I like that Carlo there looked over his shoulder. He saw Jordan come in, didn't want to give up that inside, but now he's had to. So right now with 300 metres remaining, it's a beautiful move there from Lachlan Warren down the back straight. He puts their head down, he gets the arms pumping, and he puts 10 metres very quickly on his Oldsavarians teammate. Jordan Rudd now from Dine Valley trying to make some ground up there on Carlo Manolitsis. And that last 200 metres is going to be a real battle potentially in that race behind. But at the moment, out in front, it is an Oldsavarians 1-2 with 150 to go.
So strong running here from Lachlan Warren, and we're just seeing him round the bend for the last time here in this 1,500 metres. So just onto 4:40 now, so we might get him right on that 5 minute mark, maybe a tad under if he has a little sprint finish and sees the clock ticking ever so close towards that 5 minute mark. But Lachlan Warren, great running here. Well judged race, wasn't it, Nick?
Perfectly paced through. I like the move he made just after 1,100 metres. He kicked down that last lap. He's going to be a tick over 5 minutes, unfortunately, but it was a fantastic run. The race on for second, I mentioned it might be a good battle. Carlo's going to be not far off his personal best either of 5:07, just a bit over, and coming home strongly. He paced it really well, Jordan Rudd, and that's your 1, 2, 3. We've still got a bit of work to do there to make sure we get our classifications right across the under 20 and open age group, but that's event 10 complete. Your winner across the line, waiting for official confirmation, Lachlan Warren, Oldsavarians, in a tick over 5 minutes.
Put it on the line now. Boys, you can leave your shoes on, go straight down the track here.
So in the ring now with the second attempt is the leader of our women's open discus through the first round. We'll get an update as the second round starts to come to its end, but it's Zai Beale leading it out with a first round throw of 48.16. Behind her there, the 15-time champion Kim Mulhall, 42.98. We'll see if she's improved on that in the second round. In third place at the moment is Elise Keegan with a 40.23. These are the results from the first round. As this second round gets underway, they may have changed, and I'll keep you up to date as our leader just steps out of the ring now.
Let's introduce the field now for the combined under-20 and open ambulant women's 1500 metres. In the under-20 competition, 2 starters. In Station 1, representing Old Zavarians, Amelie Larg. Station 2, also from Old Zavarians, Lexi Guinea. In the open competition, we have 5 starters. Annabelle Coleman from Old Zavarians is in 3. Alicia Burt from Geelong Guild in 4. Georgia Pounding, Old Zavarians in 5. Erica Gosney, Williamstown in 6. And rounding out the field in Station 7 from Ballarat Harriers, Kirsty Newcomb. So 7 starters in the combined under-20 and open 1500 metre ambulant. You're on. So we expect a fairly rapid start. Kirsty Newcomb often gets away to a good one, but it's Georgia Pounding, the Old Zavarians athlete. Coleman not too far behind her. So they've been running some pretty good races throughout the season. As you see, Newcomb just sort of drifting back a little bit there. She's in the Ballarat Harriers uniform in the black. It looks like it's a Old Zavarians 1, 2, 3 at the moment.
So very fast start again from our 2 Old Zavarians athletes, as you mentioned, Tim. Back behind them, Lexi Guine, he's the third one there. A little bit quicker than her normal pace. She's gone out quite aggressively also. These 3 very familiar with each other, often trot around their Xavier College ovals on their Tuesday night sessions. And then back in 4th at the moment. It looks like Amelie Larg working through. Alicia Burt, very familiar with our state championships. Likewise also Kirsty Newcomb. But out front, Pounding and Coleman.
Coleman just sitting on the shoulder at the moment, Nick. She, I think, probably comes in with a faster PB, I would say. But she is just quite content. They go through that first lap, 74 seconds. So that's around the 4:40 mark. They are flying. So Coleman's been going nicely. I think she's trying to look at qualification standards to get through to Para Games. You see they're just going stride for stride, and Georgia Pounding is looking good.
Yeah, look, she's a beautiful mover. Those international standards are really tough in this classification. You really need to be almost at world medalist level to be selected at the moment. But she's setting best times that we haven't seen from an Australian athlete in this classification before, so you can't fault the form she's in. Pounding, holding. I love the way she's holding the rail, though, making Coleman go around her. As they move through there at the moment, for the first time, Coleman's gone to the front of this group.
Yeah, they are teammates, but they are competitors, and we've seen a lot of Georgia Pounding, and she is a great competitor out there on the track. And as I said, holding really, really good form as they're coming through to get 2 laps to go. But Annabelle Coleman just starting to edge forward now. She would have the superior PB going into this event, and we're just seeing she's getting the gap now out to about 7 or 8 metres. And we look down the track, Alicia Burt, one of our regulars, she really knows how to pace herself beautifully. Very experienced racer over multiple distances, and Alicia Burt really looking good as she comes through, and she'll be getting 2 laps to go. Then we have Lexi Guinea. She's in next position, as Nick said. Probably went out maybe a tad too fast for this in this competition, but she's holding on, and Larg is starting to get that gap getting closer and closer as we see Newcomb.
So 2:32 it was through 800, so she's around that PB time of 4:51. So for the first time, obviously, Pounding's also trying to go somewhere around 5 minutes. She went through in 2:40, which is right on 5-minute pace, which is 5:10's her PB. So Pounding looking for a PB here, but Coleman looking terrific. We get a really good time check when they come through 1K. Annabelle Coleman moving up really nicely now. It's going to be about 3:12, 3:13 at 1K. Just tick over 3:15. So from there, Tim, what are you predicting? Just under 5 minutes, I imagine.
Yeah, just a bit under 5 because that was similar time to what we saw the boys going through earlier in that earlier race. But I think Annabelle's likely to hold on a little bit stronger potentially than the male race. So she is looking good. She's very experienced over this distance. And Georgia's still looking very, very solid as she comes through to get 1 lap to go. So looking to back down the track and 200 metres out from that bell. So 600 to go now for Burt. And then Guinea and Larg in next position.
Real race on there in the under-20 age group. Those two girls, it's going to be a battle with 600 metres to go for the win there. But out the front, Annabelle Coleman, no doubt about that. She's going to start getting some lap runners soon. She's really picked up the tempo. She's a beautiful, smooth mover. Georgia Pounding, though, she hasn't given up too much ground. It still only sits at 50 metres. The rest of the field about to get the bell. Alicia Burt will be the first of those. But with 200 to go, your leader, Annabelle Coleman, showing great form, as we said, throughout the milers all season. She's going to be really close to that 5-minute margin tonight. Larg, for the first time, has made a move on Guiney. They're going to have a good battle over the last 500 metres. But you've got black and red colours everywhere, and with the last home straight now, it is Annabelle Coleman. We'll watch the clock. She's going to be right on that fight. She's going to be inside 5 minutes for sure. Won't be quite on her PB, 4:51. But it's a big move here, Annabelle Coleman, stretching the lead out down the home straight. She'll move past a cut of her lap teammates, but Annabelle Coleman moves out wide, takes the win here. It'll be 4:53. Terrific running. Annabelle Coleman takes the win. 1 lap to go there for Larg and also Guiney. Georgia Pounding, though, here. I reckon she's going to be sub 5:10, which is her PB, and she will be. So personal best there, 5:05 for Georgia Pounding. She should be very happy with that run. The bell now for Newcomb.
Well-controlled race there from Pounding. I think maybe Coleman just was hanging back a little bit too much early in the pace and could have gone for it, but she'll have plenty more opportunities during this domestic season. Down the back, we've got Larg just really going nicely. Guinea not too far behind. And let's look 200 metres out now, Alicia Burt from Geelong Guild. She's nearly into that home straight.
This under-20 race, though, Tim, still might heat up with 250 to go. Larg made the move on Guiney, but now they're only 10 metres apart with 250 remaining the teammates.
It might be who's got the biggest sprint, I think, Nick. And let's see what happens when they hit that magical last 100 metres. A lot can happen. And it is Alicia Burt, the next one to come through. She's just rounding the bend for the last time. She's into the home straight. Getting close to the 6-minute mark now. Alicia Burt will be our next one to finish.
So Burt, as you said, mentions that works into the home straight now. Moving along well. We'll have to wait, of course, for the reclassification here. She'll be third across the line in this one. Larg and Guiney, it still could be a battle on. Guiney's got one more go at it here. Can she sprint down here and work up to Emily Larg? So this is the under-20 race. 8 metres separates them. Larg goes for it for the last time. Can Guiney do a final sprint? Don't think she's going to catch her from there. Has she got anything left? It'll be Emily Larg. She'll just hold off. Lexi Guiney is, of course, flying home here. Kirsty Newcomb, terrific last lap. She's going to try and break 7 minutes, and she will do so. So again, Kirsty Newcomb, another one very familiar with our state championship. 6:57, she rounds out our field in the combined under 20 and open ambulant 1,500 metres.
So I am down here at the long jump at the moment, just getting the updated results as we're into the final round of jumping for our under 20 men's event. It is Jordan Rudd of Diamond Valley with a furthest jump of 4:18 in the third round. And for the under 20 women with Kobe Lee Dyer, well, it was her sixth round jump of 3.83, which was her furthest in the competition. And we go to our men's open event. Will Clemens with a 3:08 in the first round, currently his furthest jump. And Liam Griffith with a 5:28 in round number 5. Rounding it out with James Pendred of Ballarat Harriers as well with a 5-metre jump himself. And so it's our final jumpers here in the women's. Finish off the competition, Louise Pendred of the Ballarat Harriers with a 1:58, her furthest. We'll wait and see what the sixth attempt there was. Caitlin Sharp as well with a 4:48, and Erica Gosney with a 3:04 will be her furthest. Down here at the long jump as we now wrap up the competition, and we'll head over to those presentations soon.
Ladies, off you go. At the end of the presentation there, you know, work out the percentages. Anything over 400 or anything over 800, no. I don't think you can get lapped in 800, but these should get lapped a couple of times.
We now introduce the field for the 56th running of the Women's Open 1500 metre Championship of Victoria. Championship record 4:08.98 by Lyndon Hall in 2017. Last year's winner Claudia Hollingsworth from Mentone 4:21.33. The most wins, Jenny Orr, Jackie Perkins, Anne Cross and Amanda Paulin all have 4 wins. Our field tonight, 11 starters, and they are in Station 1 representing Eureka, Courtney Parker. In 2 from Eaglehawk, Juliet Healy. In 3 representing St Stephen's, Madeline Murray. A teammate from St Stephen's, Alice Oakley Kerr, lines up in 4. Emma Wadley from Glen Huntly is in Station 5. Mia Rue from Collingwood Harriers in 6. Chui Ling Go from Melbourne University is in Station 7. Tess Rhodes from Deakin is in Station 8. In Station 9, Janae McCrell from Western Athletics. Matisse Lazari, Athletics Essendon in 10. And in Station 11 from Bendigo University, Tully Rowe. They're your 11 starters in the final of the Women's Open 1500 metre Championship. So we're watching the likes of Madeline Murray getting out fast early, and that's exactly the way it's panning out. Former mile champion in Victoria, and Murray in the St Stephen's colours out early here. Watch out for Lazari also to maybe make a move in the early stages. Tully Rose sitting back about 5th or 6th at the moment from Bendigo University in that distinctive white and yellow uniform. But fairly bunched at the moment, Nick, as they start to settle down, but Murray just controlling pace.
Yeah, controlled, as you said, Tim, through the first 200. Madeline Murray being terrific, another one of the HVC runners this year. Mackerel also in personal best form, shaped the Western A's athlete on her outside. We've split the group a little bit here, so we've already dropping a couple off the back as they go through in 52 at 300.
So McCrell just sitting off the back there. On the rails, it's Rue from Collingwood Harriers, Lazari and Rowe just stoushing at the moment, and it's Lazari who makes a little bit of a move there just to get a bit of clear space and out of trouble. But Madeline Murray threw in 71 thereabouts, so sub 4:30 pace at the moment. It's not sparkling, but it's going along quite nicely, and Tully Rose made the better move there just to get into a good position just on the shoulders of Janae McCrell from Western Athletics. Mia Rue now starting to also move away up, and it is a distinct break happening there, front 5, then it is go from Melbourne University in the next position. Tess Rhodes not too far off the back of her.
Rue's trying to find a gap through there, Tim, in 4th. She ran on the heels down the back straight a couple of times, those athletes in front of her. Now she's just moved herself out to the outside shoulder of Mackerel there, and it's Tully Rose, the one now that makes a little really distinctive move and gets the outside of Madeline Murray.
Yeah, Rose being a real big improver. She's got decent times to her name now, and ran a very good race at the Victorian Mile Championship where she did collect the bronze medal. But it is Murray and Rowe now starting to get that little bit of a break. Mia Rowe on the comeback trail this season. Didn't see much of her last year, but it's good to see her back out. But we are seeing a distinctive break here. 1, 2, then a gap to 3, 4, and 5.
2:24 at 800. So the pace, tempo step really even there. 2:72 second laps. Really nice job though from these front two, moving away. Jade Mackerel's the one now that's trying to close the gap down there. The chasers. Rue's on her shoulder, and then again sitting back behind there is our Essendon athlete, of course, in Lazari. Bit of no man's land for the runners behind them at the moment, but it's a race in 2, and 1K will be very interesting. Tim, you'll give us a split shortly.
Yeah, they're just rounding the bend now to approach that 1 kilometre mark. They should be sitting right on that 3 minutes or just under. So yeah, the pace has picked up a little bit, Nick, as they come through just ahead of the 3 minute schedule. So we're dipping back into the 4:20s, which is new ground for Tully Rowe. I don't think she's broken the 4:30 mark as yet. And it's Madeline Murray. She's definitely been there before, and we're just seeing the experience and the poise here of Madeline Murray. She comes through to get 1 lap to go. So it's Murray, Rowe. McCrell hasn't changed there. She's still in 3rd position, but 3 into 1, 1 doesn't go, and they're all battling there for that bronze medal. Gap then to go.
It's a great battle on for 3rd, Tim, and you mentioned that Rowe hasn't gone sub 4:30. She has gone 4:30.6, so she is chasing that sub first 4:30 time. But Murray out in front. Can she close in something around 65 seconds and make it a really quick last lap here? She's put a good gap on Rowe. I don't think there's any threat for 3rd at the moment. The battle, though, still is on as Rue now tries to make the move up onto Mackerel. But 1:50 to go. It's all Madeline Murray. She's going to become a Victorian champion here over 1,500 metres. Tully Rowe looks to turn her bronze in the mile into a silver here in the 1,500. But Murray hits the home straight in front. She looks terrific. Very strong last lap here. She's going to go very close to 4:20. Great last lap from her. Kicked down well. Tully Rowe is going to run a big personal best here. That's going to be a terrific run in second. But that's 4:21. Tully Rowe's going to tick inside that 4:30 just. Great run by her in second. And Mackerel we talked about right through there. She's hung on for third, gets the bronze medal. Ruse next. Lazari. The next of our St Stephen's athletes in Oakley Kerr moves through. Moving up onto her shoulder there is Go. Coming through next through is Rhodes of Deakin. Wadley of Glen Huntly comes through next. The Eagle Hawk athlete, Eureka athlete through. Parker. And that rounds out our field. Just under 5 minutes for the whole field. Open women's 1500. And that's a state title to Madeline Murray.
I haven't got percentages on these. Let me go to... So let's turn our attention back to the infield, and here's the presentation for the men's open 1500 metre ambulant. And our gold medalist in the Victorian Championship with a percentage of 73.13 and a time of 5:08.33 from Olzavarians, Carlo Manalitsis. So great running there by Carlo to take out another state championship here at Lakeside Stadium. And let's go straight to the next presentation for the men's under 20 1500 metre ambulant event. And in the silver medal position with a percentage of 72.81 and a time of 5:09.71, Jordan Rudd from Diamond Valley. The state champion and gold medalist with a percentage of 75.09 and a time of 5:00.27 seconds, representing Olzavarians. It is Lachlan Warren. So congratulations to all our competitors there in the ambulant men's 1500.
So down here at the women's discus, we are through 3 rounds. Now into the 4th round. We'll give you the top 3 as they make their way through the final throws of the competition. It's still Zybil leading it out, 48.40 in the 2nd round there. Wait to see whether they improve in this 4th round. Kilmulhole still in 2nd, 42.98 in the 1st round. And Elise Keegan, 40.98. 3rd round throw. So they're your top 3 right now in this women's open discus as they make their way through the 4th round of throwing.
They're in the wrong. So let's go to our next presentation as they dance away near the podium, which is good to see. And it is for our women's under 20 ambulant 1500 metres. Receiving the silver medal with a percentage of 63.72 and a time of 6:53.29 from Oldsavarians, Lexi Guinea. Our gold medalist, new Victorian champion with a percentage of 64.31 and a time of 6:49.50. Also from Oldsavarians, Amelie Larg. Congratulations to Lexi and Amelie, our medalists in the women's ambulant under 20 1500 metres.
So next event on the track is event 13, the men's open 1500 metres, 3 heats. So it's the top 4 in each heat, the next 3 fastest through to a final of 15. From the inside, Liam Hanrahan of Chilwell, Alexander Gruen of New South Wales, David Hilston of Athletic Southwest, Tane Lang, Melbourne University, Tim Logan, Diamond Valley, Kai Davies, Mornington, Jevanish Sandaraja of Melbourne University, Jenan Mortier of Belgium, Ethan McMinamy of Western Athletics, Caden Murray, Diamond Valley, and Samuel Foster of Melbourne Uni. 11 athletes, heat number 1, top 4, next 3 fastest. Through to our final, men's open 1500. So Tim, the Belgian athlete here, Mortier, is a 346 man. So our international visitor, and he's one of the ones that's gone up to the front of the group there. So it's going to be pretty cutthroat, these 1500s tonight. Tim Logan sitting on the inside rail there, and he's just tucked in behind. It is the Belgian, Jenan Mortier, leading away.
We've also got Jivanish Sandaraja, who represented Singapore at the World Cross Country in Bathurst, so quite an international flavour to this one, Nick. So Gruen should be up in the placings at the moment, so you'll see Alex Gruen. He's
the Bankstown colours tonight, Tim, in the yellow on the inside rail. We saw Cameron Myers wear so proudly last week.
Yeah, they certainly get out and about a bit, the Bankstown colours. I'm surprised you haven't got a set, Nick.
So McMinamy at the back of that lead group at the moment. So after a reasonably quick first 200, they've just eased it right up. It's going to be about 65 seconds first lap. So Logan on the inside leading the pace. Our Belgian international on his outside. And then it's our Melbourne University athlete, of course, there in Tane Lang, sitting in third at the moment.
Yeah, so definitely a nice bunch at the moment. Logan's doing a good job just setting the pace. So it's the top 4 to go through, so it's relatively generous. It's going to be a final of 15, so 4 and 3. So there's still a lot of players in this first heat. Now, these guys not knowing what times to chase, so it's very strategic, and they're really just looking at eyeing off those top 4 positions.
Yes, of course, the title holder of this event not racing this weekend, Will Lewis, maiden title last year, so someone might step up this year and also win their first Victorian title. It's one of those events we've had beautiful 1500 metres on over the years here in Victoria, but no one's won it more than 3 times ever, which is an incredible statistic.
Well, it says a lot about the depth of middle distance running in Victoria.
Absolutely does.
So McMinamy just being asked the question a little bit at the moment. Probably not quite had the season he had last year. Still on the way back, even McMinamy, but let's not write him off just yet. But out front, the pace I think is just starting to go down. 2:14 going through that 800 metre mark.
So Logan still been piloting it right through. Murray makes a little bit of move on the outside, the other Diamond Valley athlete there, just getting in good position when they look to kick down. 600 metres to go now, and you see the tempo just turned up. They've just turned the screws on this field. You see the couple at the back now having a little bit of work to hang on. McMinimy's one of the ones you mentioned, and Davies. They've got to do a little bit more work here to be up in the placings. Davies responds to my call in the orange singlet and gets straight back on the back of that group as they go through 1K and 2:46. So Logan, Morty is next, the Belgian. Lang, the man we talked about, the New South Welshman now in these days. Gruen on the inside. Then the pack, the chase pack. Davies makes a move. McMinamy moves smoothly from 10th into 5th. So at the bell, it's 3:03. So out front, we hear the crowd getting a little bit excited here down the front straight now. and they're making a bit of noise for that lead pack, which Lang's the fourth of. McMenemy's joined them, Morty the Belgian, but it's still Logan that leads them, Tim.
Yeah, so a big run here by Lang. He's really put himself out here. So that top four starting to just edge away from McMenemy. He's going to have to rely on time, and I think off that slow start, that might be a big ask. But now we see the Belgian just starting to go alongside Tim Logan and starting to wind it up. Gruen's got the goods here, and gee, Lang's not to be outdone at all.
Not sure what Logan was doing at 200 to go. He checked his watch. Maybe he was just checking what time he was getting home for dinner. But out in front, it's Tim Logan. It's down to a group of four. McMenemy's still a threat, though. They have a look over their shoulder. Has a little look over. But down the front, sorry, I apologise, it's Foster out in front. It's Foster, the Melbourne Uni. I've called the wrong Melbourne Uni right through there. But it's going to be Mortia, Gruen. It's Foster there is going to get through with Logan really closely. McMenemy on the inside. It's the next of, now it's Tane Lang, the next of the Melbourne Uni athletes. And apologies there, Samuel Foster. I've called your wrong Melbourne Uni colours right through.
Believe it or not, it might be Logan, the one who misses out on the auto qualifying after doing such a great job out front. But I reckon with the dip there, gee, McMenemy, beautiful run on the inside. I said don't write him off because he had a beautiful finish there and very strategic, took the inside lane. And gee, we'll wait for the photo on that one. But Tim Logan might be the one to miss the auto qualifier.
Yeah, look, it was he did all the work earlier. As I said, he had checked the watch there with 200 to go. But they came up on him very quickly. It was a pack of five across the line. Samuel Foster it was that really put himself in good position there from Melbourne Uni. Raced through really nicely. Alex Gruen looked quite comfortable with that nice turn of speed through the finish. As I think we're going to move down to our next presentation.
And our next presentation is for the Open Women's Ambulant 1500 metre Championship of Victoria. Our bronze medalist with a percentage of 78.75 and a time of 6:57.12, representing Ballarat Harriers, Kirsty Newcomb. Our silver medalist with a percentage of 86.17 and a time of 5:05.63, representing Oldsaverians, Georgia Pounding. New Victorian champion with a percentage of 89.52 and a time of 4:54.19, also from Oldsaverians, Annabelle Coleman. So great running from Kirsty, Georgia, Annabelle. And all competitors in the Women's Open Ambulant 1500 metre Championship of Victoria. Heat two of three, the men's Open 1500 metre Championship. 11 starters. In Station 1, representing Casey Gardenia, it's Lachlan Hurd. Gabriel Dennison from Tasmania is in 2. Alan Vernal, Athletics Night Awarding, in 3. From Athletics Essendon, Charles Barrett is in 4. Jordan Mason Eureka is in Station 5. From Knox, we have Reese Hadfield in Station 6. Lining up in Station 7 from Keelos and Bernards, Patrick Matthews. Alongside him is teammate Jacob Bell from Keelos and Bernards in 8. Matthew Sostarak from Athletics Essendon in 9. Archie Wallace Old Scotch in 10. And in 11 from Ballarat Harriers, Keith Scott. 11 starters in Heat 2 of 3 men's Open 1500 metres.
So away in heat number 2, Lockie Hurd on the inside rail, goes straight to the front. Dennison of Tasmania with the flowing locks there, just on the back of him. Archie Wallace of Old Scotch, formerly of Wake Forest, North Carolina, the athlete moving into 4th. And I reckon that's the very talented young junior there, Charles Barrett. Only 16 this year with some fantastic Victorian records already this season, moves himself onto the inside rail at the moment. So pedestrian pace through 200 metres. They're not too worried about times. They're going to look at and sit and kick. Jacob Bell, Keelos and Bernards out wide, just watching the field. Had another one that's had some great runs in that milers this season. And that looks to be Sostaric outside now from in the Essendon colours.
So Dennison starting to move his way forward as well. So Bell to the outside of him as Lockie Hurd just controls the pace. So Lockie Hurd, bit of a journeyman across all the distances at the moment. Nick, he's won the Victorian 5K champs, and look at him just controlling this as they go through quite sedately. Similar to the last time, around 67 through. 4:00 thereabouts was where the fifth runner came in the last race. That's what they've got to be conscious of, around that 4-minute mark.
Yeah, Lockie Hurd, you talk about all distances. He got the golden ticket to the 10K at Bathurst.
Certainly
only
did.
a couple of weeks ago. Got to run against the world's best of one of the toughest courses we've ever seen. Here he's stepping back down to 1,500. We're very accustomed to seeing him over the 8 and 15. As you said, though, this season he's been over all sorts of distances. So it's Bell sitting on the outside of Hurd, the man we're talking about. Barrett is the first of the two Essendon athletes in second and third. Archie Wallace there. Dennison's the Tasmanian on the inside rail. And now moving up there, we've also got our Ballarat athletes in Keith Scott.
So great to see Archie Wallace back out again in the traditional old Scotch uniform too, and gee, he looks smooth, doesn't he, Nick? He comes alongside Sostaric, but gee, Charles Barrett's one to watch for here too. 350 I think he's got to his name. So he's a Victorian record holder in his age group and a very spirited competitor out there. And he knows he's strategically wise as well, Barrett, so he'll know how to position himself as we see Hurd just start to it's a similar pace, about maybe a 69. I think they've just picked it up in that bend though as things really start to move.
Yeah, a couple of times there we look like we're going to break into a front group of 4, but Sostaric just closes that back up again and he takes Dennison with him. The Knox athletes, the next to those there, and Reece Hadfield, he's the one that's got to do a bit of work to make sure the gap closes, and on his heels there, of course, is Jordan Mason and Eureka.
Yep.
So it is a group of 4 now, possibly a group of 2. Maybe it'll be 6 by the time we hit the straight here. The last one we saw a tick over 2:43. This time we're going to go 2:47. So a little bit slow in the first heat, but it's Hurd in front. Barrett next through, Bell, Wallace. Are we naturally going to form a front group of 4 here, Tim, or is Sostaric going to make it a battle in 5?
Yeah, great move by Archie Wallace to do the covering move there to get right into that pack of 4 and try and ensure that auto spot. So Sostaric's now got the job ahead of him. I can't see anyone else coming through. Matthews is working hard to get back onto Dennison and taking Mason with him. It is the Ballarat runner there in Scott in next position. But out front, that group of 4, maybe it's going to be a group of 3 as we're just seeing Bell being challenged there, and Sostaric might sniff blood here.
Yeah, well, Sostaric and Dennison, two of the athletes who haven't gone sub-4 before, and that's the sort of time they're going to need to get through to this final. Bell's hanging on really strongly, as I said. Great vein of form this season with a 352. But out in front, Hurd's just comfortable. The junior in second, Barrett, geez, he runs in a similar style to his training partner in Archie Noakes, doesn't he? They both just love, they're very tactically smart. Yep. Archie Wallace, he's comfortable, he's going to get through here. Bell looks all right, so Starrick's going to have to really chase the clock here as he comes through next. And I reckon that's going to be also Patrick Matthews chasing the clock time down the straight. But here you go, Archie Wallace decides he's going to show something up to the crowd tonight on a Friday night. Archie turns to his training partner, Lockie Hurd, and says there's a 1-2. Barrett through in third.
So Bell gets the auto.
Yeah. Matthews is going to have to wait. He gets the Starrick on the line. The field rounds it out here. Hadfield coming through with our Tasmanian Dennison. Also, of course, the Nunawading athlete there in Vinal. But Archie Wallace and Lockie Hurd make it a 1-2 for the Eastern Track Club.
I'm not sure what Archie was thinking there, but it was entertaining.
No, look, it's a Friday night under lights, and great to see Archie Wallace back in some of the form that got him that great run over, of course, at Wake Forest as a wonderful college athlete. And we'll see these lads back in the final. Those outside the top 4 will have to wait on times.
Let's now make the presentation for the 56th running of the Victorian Women's Open 1500 metre Championship. Receiving the bronze medal in a time of 4:32.76, representing Western Athletics, Janae McCrell. receiving the silver medal in a time of 4:27.69 from Bendigo University, Tully Rowe. Let's congratulate our new Victorian champion in a time of 4:21.67, representing St Stephen's Harriers, Madeline Murray. Congratulations to Janae, Tully and Madeline and all competitors in the Women's Open 1500 metre championship.
So our third and final of the men's 1500 metre heats against the top 4 and the next 3 fastest times through to the final. It is going to be in station 1, Oliver Lurie of Chilwell, into Paralympic superstar from Diamond Valley, Jared Clifford. In lane 3 from Knox, Daniel Malone. In 4 from Knox, Matthew Patton. In 5 from Box Hill, Joshua McLeod. In 6 from St Stephen's, Reese Langdon. In 7 from Knox, Jeno Assey, the very talented junior. In 8 from Box Hill, Durham Diol. In 9 from Coburg, Caleb Laker. In 10 from Old Scotch, Tom Bowers. And in 11 from Collingwood, Dale Carroll. A couple of exciting ones here to watch in the third and final heat, the men's 1500.
Start the race. Set.
So it'll be interesting to see who settles here, Nick. This is going to be there's a couple of natural leaders, and Jared Clifford being one of those. He likes to get the rail position. He's done just that in the white cap, but you've also got Bowers going out quite nicely, and I'll be very interested to see what Dale Carroll from Collingwood does, and it is that order. So it's Bowers, Carroll. Can't see who's slipped
McLeod's in third there,
yep.
the Box Hill athlete, and then you've got the headband at next there,
which is
Caleb Laker.
Yeah, so Bowers is setting a good pace. Now, this is the fastest we've seen them get out. Let's see if they can continue that pace and try and get a few from this third heat through to that the non-autos as well. So the second one in particular, a little bit pedestrian in pace, but it's Bowers now who gets going. Carroll pushing him along. McLeod, he's strong at the moment. Laker just to the outside of Clifford. Then moving through on the inside there is Patton from Knox.
Yeah, Tim, much quicker pace here for this first lap than we've seen so far. Smart from the boys in the third heat, knowing that if I'm not going to get an automatic spot, I can get through on time. Something sub 4 minutes is probably going to wrap it up if you can get the top 7 in this heat.
Yeah, and going the way they are, we could get 7 out of this one straight through, which would be an interesting little dynamic. But Bowers is just doing a beautiful job out front, and Carroll doesn't have to do much more. Now you're seeing Jared Clifford starting to make his move.
Yeah, he moves up to the shoulder of McLeod there. Patton's the next one through. Laker's the tall figure there in the Glen Huntley colours. Ignore your start list. And in this field, Tim, obviously a couple of very talented para-athletes here. Both obviously Jared, we've already mentioned, and of course Daniel also from Knox.
Very bunched still, Nick. I think on the pace this is might have a bit of damage later in the race, but there's certainly establishing a really nice tempo out front here in this third of our 3 heats.
So Clifford moves his way up to Bowers, as we mentioned. He's one of those runners that likes to have a clean sight in front of him. It makes it much easier for Jared Clifford. He has a look over his left shoulder and he'll see Carroll right on that left shoulder. Patton's moved his way up well. McLeod's now been pushed back to 5th, shuffled back from 3rd. Lake is sitting behind them, 2:08 though, Tim, so a lot quicker, about 7 seconds faster than last heat.
Yeah, and we see a bit of a kick down. They're going to be well under that 4-minute mark, which will be good to see, and they're all in it. It'll be interesting to see Geno Assey. He does have a good kick, and just mentioning that, he just starts to move his way forward at the moment. McLeod's still in the mix as well. Listen, Stevens, a runner there.
It's Reece Langdon.
Reece Langdon, yep. So, another one of our great paras, but he's just being spat out the back a little bit at the moment. And then we have Diol and also Malone.
So a group of 9 have split from the 10. So they're going to go through 1K in 2:40. So the pace is on. Jared Clifford out in the front. Next it's going to be Carroll on the outside. On that inside rail, I like the move there. That's our Chilwell athlete, is it not? Oliver Lurie.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of Lurie lately. He's just got to hold in tough now for this last lap as they go through in 2:57. So the challenge, if they can just split that 60, and geez, Patton's a big move there from Patton. He really is starting to put the foot down.
Yeah, Clifford looks over his left shoulder. It's a group of 4 have split. The one chasing strongly is Langdon from St Stephen's. McLeod's got a little bit of work to do.
So does Assey. So Assey and also it is Lurie. They could still get under if they can just develop or get pushed through that last lap. But gee, Langdon, I had him written off, but he's back into the mix here as we're seeing Carroll now take the lead.
Yeah, so 200 metres remain, Tim. 5 doesn't go into 4. We're pretty sure you're going to get through on times, but you'd like to wrap it up and be first 4 across the line. McLeod in 6, trying to drag the field behind. But right now you've got Carroll. Carroll in front. He has a look over his left shoulder. To his right shoulder, he'll see Clifford. Cliff looks over his right shoulder. He sees Bowers. As we talked about, Langdon comfortably and smoothly moves into the top 4. The order's going to be at the finish line. Clifford and Carroll together. Langdon, Bowers, Patton. McLeod's going to be really close to one of those times. It'll be tight there. Lurie next. Assey just did not get going tonight as I thought he might have. Diol's through next. Oh, Daniel Malone, look at him. He just flies home like he always does. And rounding out our field will be Caleb Laker. And that's our third and final heat of the men's 1500. That wraps up night 1 of the the Victorian Under-20 Open Track and Field Championships. We look forward to some hot action over the weekend, Tim.
Certainly do. There will be a few more presentations to go ahead tonight. I think we've got the Women's Open discus. Saw Kim Mulhall wandering over to collect another medal for the collection, so we will be doing that. So action starts tomorrow. We have got a pretty full day, but it starts in the afternoon. So first event on the track is at 2:40 for the 3,000 metres, and the javelin opens up the the field events at 1:30. So a big day going through to about 8:30 tomorrow night.
Well, Tim, I'm going to leave you with the expert call on these presentations. You do a wonderful job of it. It was a pleasure to join you again tonight. We look forward to seeing you back over the weekend for the rest of you in the crowd this evening.
Thank you, Nick, and great to have you back on board again. And also a big thanks to Mitch Dyer. We might not hear much more of him tonight because there's no more action out there. So back on the infield, and we have our presentation for the men's ambulant long jump. And in second position, with a distance of 305 metres and a percentage of 45.49 from Casey Cadinia, Will Clements. And our gold medalist with a distance of 5.00 metres and a percentage of 65.44 from Ballarat Harriers, James Pendred.
Hopefully the photographer's got some good photos. Thank you guys. Well done. Yes, certainly will. Third is Louise. Caitlin, and yep, Erica in the middle.
And let's move to the long jump presentation for the ambulant women. And in third position, receiving the bronze medal with a distance of 1.69 metres and a percentage of 27.21 from Ballarat Harriers, Louise Pendred. She is on the way to Warrnambool now, so not here to receive the medal, but it will be received in her absence, with a distance of 4.48 metres and a percentage of 72.14. The silver medal goes to Eureka's Caitlin Sharp. And our gold medalist, she is here. She's a bit cold. She has face planted, but she's always a great competitor with a distance of 3.04 and a percentage of 73.96% from Williamstown, Erica Gosney. So congratulations to Louise, Caitlin and Erica, the medalists in the women's ambulant long jump.
Sorry, Tim, is this a presentation?
And our presentations continue on the infield, and it is for the men's under-20 para long jump. And our gold medalist with a percentage of 54.71 and a distance of 4.18 metres from Diamond Valley, it is Jordan Rudd. So congratulations, Jordan. Another medal in the long jump with a high jump off the podium.
Yeah.
Ready to go, girls?
Our final presentation for this evening, it is for the Women's Open Discus Throw Championship of Victoria. The bronze medal position with a best distance of 42.74 metres. Representing Athletics Nunawading, Elise Keegan. Our silver medalist only gave birth 3 months ago. It is the effervescent, it is our champion of the discus throw from Sandringham with a distance of 42.98 metres, Kimberly Mulhall. But our new Victorian champion with a best distance of 49.55 metres, representing Albury Athletics, it is Zylavine Beale. So congratulations, Elise, Kimberly, Zylavine and all the competitors. A big field in the Women's Open Discus Throw.
You've got to hold up a possum too. So I pick up the possum at some stage. Come on. We'll get the girls up. Everyone on the top step. All of you on the top step for a photo. And a possum. Yeah. I'm trying to get out of here. Kim's got a feed.
Ready, set, go. Let's see you sprint.
So a big thank you to our competitors, our coaches, our families and friends, and we'll see you all over the course of the weekend for the continuation of the Victorian Open and Under 20 Track and Field Championships.